Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Sean Clark is back in your news again. Here he is. This one here, Sean Clark. And he's talking about a red alert and the youth crisis, and it's now a national emergency, which it has always been a national emergency. Even in times when there were no phones, it was a national emergency. The times when you got phones, it was a national emergency. Now you have cell phones and you have the internet and social media. It's a national emergency. It has always been a national emergency. He is, I can't even say the word, but he's not getting it. Sean Clark is not getting it. Now your child care board, let's talk about your child care board. They're supposed to be raising the children that may be wayward or they have no parents. They are supposed to be raising those kids to the point where they can emancipate them and they can go into the world decently prepared with some education. They can learn, that they would learn how to read, write, and count money. Okay, that's the least that when you are in the government school or the government clutches, it's the least they can do. But the child care board, which should have the boys in one area and the girls in one area, it's becoming co-ed. It's commingled. They're teaching them how to do it even before they get out into the world. And the boys are going home with the aunties, you call them auntie and miss this and miss that and auntie this and auntie that. The boys are going home with the aunties, and the aunties have uncles and male cousins and brothers that they bring to work with them, bring your family to work day, and they can take their pick of what they want at the child care board facilities. Remember back in the day when you heard that there was this guy, he was the mayor or something like that. His last name was Mottley, and he would go into the Nightingale school. It was called Nightingale, and he had the pick of his letter. He different one every day if he wanted. Did you hear about that? Did you know about that? So this national emergency, did he pull that out of his, down there? Where did Sean Clark pull those words out of? There's always been a national emergency, okay? Okay? There's Hotel St. Philip. People come out from Hotel St. Philip and can get married. You love the criminals. Barbadians love themselves a criminal. And let's talk about poverty. Is he dealing with any of this? Let's talk about poverty and bringing kids into poverty. You're birthing them into poverty. You're not having a good diet when they're in their first environment, which is the womb. They're not even getting a good diet then, and then they come into the world and they're on their own. They're raising themselves. Okay? The firewalls on the brain are not there. You don't have firewalls on your brain. Anything goes in, and what sticks will be the bad. What is sticking with Barbadians? It's the bad. And then he's talking about neighborhoods before you can say, oh, it's from the ghetto, or oh, it's from this place, but it's all over. It has always been all over. It's just that when it happens, one place is tamped down and the other place is put in the limelight. Let's say something happened and two kids fought from Harrison College. You would say, oh, it's Harrison College. Don't put it up. Don't put it up. But another school, you can put it up. It's okay. It's another school. It's okay. But don't put up the one from Harrison College. The one that that school that the slaves built. No, 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 no. We love the colonial school. We love those schools. We love that the white man let us put our kids in there now. Okay, we were chomping at the bits for them to allow our kids in, and now that it has happened, yeah, we're happy about that. You guys are stuck in chattel slavery, wearing lipstick, a suit and tie, and high heels. You are stuck in chattel slavery, but it just seems different, it looks different, smells different. Okay? And your kids, you are having kids and they're coming out just like you now. They're a reflection of who you are. When he talks about a national emergency and the youth are in crisis, they're just like who they're coming out of. There are duplicates of you. There are a reflection of you. And when you are pushing these kids out into poverty, you are creating SES slavery right there in Barbados. You know, they would talk about, you know, like bringing them from one place to the next, trafficking. You know, you don't have to traffic. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do the big T. You don't have to take them from one island to the next. It happens, but you have them generated right there in Barbados. Teachers can pick whoever they want. They know the kids that don't have fathers and maybe poor and you know, a little desperate. Teachers know. They know. Neighbors know. The guys in the neighborhood know. They know. The people who work at the child care board, they got the whole, it's 100%. It's 100. It's not, you don't have to pick and try to figure out, well, who got a father and, you know, the mother, you know, maybe doing other things. It's 100% at the child care board. Okay? So when you are birthing children into a chattel slavery that's more now aimed at the SEX part of it, when you are birthing kids in to satisfy the appetites of the pedophiles that are there just in wait, sometimes they can hold out and wait for the child to reach 16. Sometimes they can't, sometimes they do, okay? Because just because a child turns 16 and that's the age of consent, or just because a child may turn 18 and that's, you know, that's an adult, doesn't mean that that particular child is ready. It does not mean that that child is emotionally ready for you. And guys can recognize when someone is ready or not, but they don't care. They say, okay, an adult. It's an adult. She's the age. He's the age. Okay? And then you get in your paper, Sean Clark, and talk about national emergency, like it's something new, like it's something novel. No, it's always been there. It's always been there. It has always been rampant from St. Lucie all the way down to Christchurch and St. Philip. It's always been there. It's the whole island has been always a national emergency, and it stems from you not knowing your slave history. It stems from you not wanting to know your slave history. It stems from you loving your colonial masters. It stems from you loving criminals and criminal activity. You are attracted to it. The Bonnie and Clyde kind of shit you got going on there. You love it. You love that shit. Okay? You love it. There's no national emergency in Barbados. It's always been. What is happening has always been. It's just now that you have the internet, and then in another 20 years you'll have something else. And another 20 years from then, you'll have something else. What you're gonna continue to say, oh, yeah, nationally. What about? It's not national emergency for nothing. It's always been there. It's who you are. It's who you are. The child care board needs investigated. They're going home. They're taking the wars home with them. Now, the aunties are taking the wars home with them. It's becoming co-ed. co-ed. It's becoming co-ed, but everybody's, together. You gotta practice now. Practice makes perfect. Okay, so they're all together. And then family members are saying, well, I want some of that. What's going on there? That's going on there. Why you want some of that? And the family members are coming in, just like how Mottley is alleged, with Nightingale. The pick is S-E-S slavery. It's S slavery. Okay, you're birthing your children to be that. They get picked. And depending on how poor they are, it's over. The streets are going to call. It's over. The streets are going to call to them. There's no national emergency. There's no national emergency. There's no national emergency. You guys are not handling your business. You guys are not teaching your children well. You guys are not teaching your kids what it means to be a slave, what it looks like to be a slave, what it looks like to go to the UK and come back with a title, what it looks like on your people, the people that you're supposed to look up to, the mentors, your mentors, when they're calling themselves King Council and Queen Council and all that kind of shit, and Dame and all that kind of stuff, honorable, all that kind of stuff. You need to teach your kids all of the pitfalls to look out for when that tie is a noose around your neck. You're in a tie. Everything means something. Everything means something. And you guys, the adults in Barbados, you're not teaching your kids. Your kids are raising themselves. Your kids have to be born in Barbados. It has a history. You guys have trauma up your you guys have trauma from your toes to the tip of your hair. You guys are born in trauma. It's part of your DNA. Trauma is a part of who you are. It's who you are. And you're not dealing with it. You're not talking about it. You're not talking to each other. You're not talking to each other. Neighbors are not talking to neighbors. Only time they give a care is when it happens to them. It has to happen to them for them to be talking about, oh, my son got shot. Yeah, the neighbor's son got shot the other day too. We didn't see you in the paper. We didn't hear your mouth. Okay. You guys just do not care. And it has always been. It has always been. There's no national emergency. There's no national emergency. You guys are bad to the bone. You're bad to the bone. You're suffering from syndrome, slave syndrome. Okay? Slavery is a syndrome. You're still suffering from that and you're different. Slavery changed you. You're different. Okay? So when you have a bad copy and you make a copy of that bad copy of the bad copy can't be any better, can't be the original. It's gonna be you're gonna get worse and worse. Wait. So you don't understand this? You don't recognize this? That it cannot get better? They cannot get better. You don't recognize that you love criminals? You don't recognize it? That you love criminals? And criminals do not have a problem being incarcerated in Barbados because they know they come out and they get babies and they get married. They can do anything. They can do anything. It's a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor. And get back to, I'm stopping. The Child Care Board in Barbados has now become co-ed. Pick sense from what I'm saying. The girls were one section, boys in one section. It's now becoming co-ed. And the aunties are picking and choosing who goes home with them. And the aunties, they have a family. And sometimes if there's talk, a family member may say, I want some of that. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.